tribes.
Thank you very much. And Professor Ratan Malika, Professor Anil Kumar, and most importantly, Professor Patnaik, who had requested me to come here and speak something. But I am a population geneticist, so I thought, what should I talk about so that... And he also told me that most of you are the students and from different areas. So I made a very simplified talk. It could have been very complicated also, but I made it very simplified so that everybody of you can understand. And it is related with the health indicators and what is happening among the tribal population over the period of time. So it is simple, but how it is changing, we like to see here. So the first slide, please. Now, this picture I always show because this is a uniform feelings of a man and a woman. Two photographers had taken this picture, and you can see this is a tribal women and man, husband and wife from Mayurbhanj district, Hill Khadiyas. And you can see the moment the photographer was taking the picture of this couple, immediately the woman hand goes to his hair, which is very common all over the world. So these kind of universalization of the feelings are all common among all the societies. Next, please. This is a bar, you see. This is a tribal bar from Dantewada, Bastar district, managed exclusively by the women, and they are distributing nothing. And you can see the leaves, biodegradable containers, and there is no problem. This shows there's some kind of empowerment among the women as compared to the non-tribal population. Next, please. So, next, keep it on. Yes. So we like to see here that there are, in India, stands 55th of the 76 countries, the global hunger index. And you can also see that in past, several studies have highlighted the prevalence of mild to severe malnutrition or undernutrition among the Indian population. And National Family Health Surveys have shown that wasting and underweight is predominantly present among the tribal groups, especially among the women also. Next, please. So I will skip this because these are the problem associated with the nutritional anemia. When you have undernutrition, you have the anemia, and these are the problem associated. Next, please. And we have a lot of literature which shows that undernutrition results from multiple causes: inadequate diet, disease, household, food insecurity, poverty, poor access to health, among many others. So these are the factors which are responsible for them, and this is the cause. This is the one very important scenario among the tribal population groups of the underprevalence, undernutrition among them, and this is which leads to anemia. Besides, there are other associated diseases among the tribal population, which are sickle cell anemia, G6PD, thalassemia, leprosy, and tuberculosis, which is very less, of course. But nutritional anemia is rampant among the tribal population of India. Next, please. This is one of the factors, gender disparity. I have taken only one aspect of gender disparity. The professor, they are there from the social sciences, they will say, well, this is not the only one, but this is one of those, where the tribal women depends on the economic roles they play. And their status also depends on them. Most of the women you will find in where they are indulging in the agricultural communities, so they gather food produce, travel long distances to fetch the wood and for. In a nutshell, they are doing, the amount of the labor they are doing is much more than they are doing as compared to the men. Next, please. So we have seen there is a remarkable change in terms of social, cultural, and economic fronts over the last 75 years. And large-scale development activities and urbanization have brought significant changes in the lifestyle, occupational patterns, and dietary habits. Next, please. And we see that during the last 10 years, from 70, yes, keep, next. Yeah, during the 10 years, there is 10% increase in the decadal growth rate in urban centers. So what is happening here is that urban population is now receiving large number of the tribal population. Next, please. Now, this is what I want to correlate, that undernutrition, severe anemia with the hypertension. Now, hypertension is is a direct indicator of coronary vascular disease, one of the factors, and it is a third most prevalent risk factor of the disease burden in South Asia, and prevalence of hypertension is very high in India in total 30% and 33% in urban areas. Next, please. Now, if we look at, this is very alarming. If we look at the tribal population in groups, they have shown 16% of hypertension among the Indian tribes, 25% among men, and 23% in the women. And this is very, very interesting and very alarming, that on the one side, they are having nutritional problems, anemia, and the other side, they have the high prevalence of hypertension. And next, please. Now, considering this, we had made a big, large-scale studies among the several. Next. We have 11 tribal groups we studied. It's a big study we had. We had collected data from almost 2,300 individuals. Next, please. And this is again how we classify for the anemia and for BMI, body mass index, which is a definite indicator of the nutritional problems. Next, please. And here we see that prevalence of undernutrition in tribal area is high. We compared it with the prevalence in the tribal men. And it is again interesting. The analysis showed important findings with highly significant risks among the females in all the three categories of undernutrition. Undernutrition can be mild, moderate, and severe. And in all these categories, women are surpassing men. That is very, very alarming. Now, this, next please. The high undernutrition among the tribal women explains their probable suffering from stunting. ये ऐसा होता है कि high prevalence इस वजह से भी होती है because in their childhood they were suffering from wasting and stunting, which goes into the adolescence and further to their youth and later stage in the life. Or then what happens next, please? Then it goes to the motherhood also. When a mother is undernutrited, suffering from undernutrition, she also brings a baby which is also undernutrited. So, but this has also been found. Next, please. Undernutrition can be linked to hypertension. There is a theory called fetal origin hypothesis, suggesting that poor nutrition during fetal development can lead to changes in the body vascular system, increasing the risk of hypertension. So that is why this has to be taken very seriously. Essentially, undernutrition can program the body to develop hypertension as an adult by affecting the development of blood vessels and their ability to regulate blood pressures properly. Which means when body tries to maintain body flow, the vital organ, even when nutrition taken is low, it increasing the blood pressure. So there is this is very important, that undernutrition is related with the hypertension also. Next, please. So we found, when we were conducting this study, and then we took the 40-year trend of age standardized systolic blood pressure among the tribal and the non-tribal people, and we find that while the systolic blood pressure was comparable with the non-tribal groups, but BMI was as very increasingly compromised. So BMI is low, but SBP is high among the tribal groups as compared to the normal population. So this is very important. Next, please. Our studies showed that the risk of hypertension is high in all categories, all nutritional categories. Underweight females, 11%. Male and female combined showed 48% of undernutrition with 11% of hypertension. Male, 11.3% of overweight showed 20% of the hypertension. And 12% of the hypertension was among 40% of normal. So what I mean to say is, you are normal, you are underweight, you are obese. You have the hypertension in all the categories. Now, next please. Now, alarmingly high prevalence of body fat percentage also found among the females of all the tribal groups. The body fat percentage was also found. Now, there are three characteristic features which emerge: undernutrition, overweight, and hypertension. We know undernutrition is rampant among tribes, but what is alarming is overweight and obesity, and hypertension and undernutrition occurring side by side. This is the essence of my talk, is that undernutrition is occurring at a very high rate, but now hypertension is also showing concomitant increase. So what could be the reasons? Next, please. The reasons are well known. Next. The tribal population is now changing their lifestyles. Around urban areas, they are increasingly gaining better access to information of food products, entertainment in the neighborhood, and so on and so forth. You can say affordability next. So when they go to the urban area, these are the factors which are responsible for going there. And what is happening is that their traditional basket of food is decreased. They are now accustomed to those food which were not their traditional food, and as a result, they are getting away from the traditional food basketry. So there is a tendency towards globalized food markets. So now this is very alarming, that they are taking food which was not their original food. So it's not that completely replaced, slowly they are getting used to it, those who are coming into it. So restricted practice for food collection from forest. This is again one of the reasons that forest, they were used to collect forest produce. Now they are not, they are, all fast foods and all that. Next, please. So shift from traditional enjoyed food sovereignty to shrinking food basket. So these are other undernutrition among mothers also, leading their children to suffer from high undernutrition in early age, which puts them under high risk of malnutrition and is related to complications in adulthood. So what I mean to say is that these are some of the reasons which are responsible for the undernutrition as well as for the hypertension. These are the possible causes of undernutrition, obesity. That is, food basketry is changing, lifestyle is changing, adapting to more complex lifestyle and away from the joint family system and traditional system. Next, please. Now, therefore, what are the remedial measures? There can be several remedial measures: providing nutritional literacy, then better food policy required for enhancing access to better quality of foods. There is inbuilt program. Now, this is government officials or whosoever is there, they must understand there is an inbuilt program to monitor the health of mothers and children in the central government scheme of health and family welfare, and therefore women and girls should be monitored for obesity and cardiovascular risk factors. And the tests are very simple. You don't need extra money, extra complicated, complex instruments to understand the cardiovascular risk factors and obesity. You just need an amphometer and some fingerprint blood. That's all. And the instrument used are not very costly. Next, please. So these were the things. Now I take you to the panorama of some of the tribal groups which we have seen. Santals, which August, the guest speaker in the morning from Odisha. So these are the Santal peoples of festival dance. Next please, so that you can now relax and see. And boredom से निकल के आओगे इसलिए कुछ दिखा रहा हूँ आप लोगों को. Next please. These are the few. These are the Bhatudi people. These are from through the villages. Next please. These are Bhumij, male and female singing and dancing mode. So they have different ways of enjoying themselves. Next please. Now this is their traditional instrument. They are using drums. Next. This is a traditional way of preparing liquor. Next, please. And this is from Gujarat. This is, you can say, क्या होता है इसको? लौकी के लेके उसका traditional music instrument बना है. Next. And this is how decorative the instrument is. This is tarpu again from the Gujarat. Next. Now this is what last I wanted to show, that the women, where conventional wisdom is that they are undernutrition, they are very, very, thin. But here you can see, this is a Chaudhary female, a tribal woman in South Gujarat, where you can see a very distinct here bulge of the, below the belly, and also you can see if you measure the bicep, tricep. So this is how they are now rich people. They have good agriculture, they are eating food, they are sending their children for education. So do not think always that the tribe, again, as I said, she has done more and more kind of. Tribe is a derogatory word, and we have to use some other words. We have to use where we can debate upon it, because whenever we see tribe, immediately most of you will think, oh, it's coming from backward area, it's coming from very inaccessible road, very thin lane, things are changing, so the word has to be debated. It's a colonial word. And so, next please. Thank you all for this.